Hello, I'm Wendy Morrison. We're going to do a short practice today in sun salutation, but we're going to use the chair to help deepen the practice because we have the support, we can stay longer, we can breathe and observe how the breath affects the poses. So you need a chair, and preferably a chair without arms. So we're going to begin with a little meditation, just sitting and observing the moment. The Yoga Sutras start, the teachings of yoga start with the word now, ata. So right now, closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If it's not comfortable for you, just looking at the floor. Having a gentle gaze down. And we pay attention to our environment, our outer environment first. And with our outer environment, we are picking up on sounds, touch. So notice that right now you're sitting on this chair. You can feel the sit bones on the chair. You notice the hardness or softness of the chair. So in this moment, we're looking to be alert, observant, and we're aware of our inner environment. And the more we draw in, the more we're aware of the thoughts, the emotions. Sometimes they're there running in the background and we're not paying attention to them. And yet there are a lot of thoughts and emotions going on. So right now we turn our attention to the thoughts, turn our attention to the emotions. And we don't get involved with them. We don't interact with them. We just watch them. We'll do the same thing when we come to the end of our practice. And we'll notice if anything has changed. And all this time, we have been breathing. And now you're aware of the breath as it comes and goes. Everything that arises passes away. This moment arises and is gone. A sound arises and it's gone. So the breath too arises. It has a middle, an end, it passes away. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you can see the beginning, the middle, and the end of the inhalation. And you can see the beginning, the middle, and the end of the exhalation. So this is the end of the meditation, but see if you can stay in this observant experience. Being kind to yourself, only working at your own level. If I suggest something that's not good for you, don't do it, it's okay. Or adapt it so that it fits your body better. Notice that throughout your practice, the breath is coming and going. Sometimes I'll suggest to move on an inhalation or an exhalation. You wait until it's time for that, and then you move. So now we're going to place our chair. We're going to stand up and place our chair so that it is against a wall or it is on a mat so it won't slip. And we're going to stand at the very edge of the chair with our legs up against the chair. And then we'll take one step back. This is the starting position for the sun salutation. And we're going to spend a little time just stretching up. Stretch up through the arms, reach the right arm up and the right leg down, the left arm up and the left leg down. Breathing. Noticing the breath as you move. Interlacing the fingers, turning the palms inside out. Reaching through the heels of the hands and down into the heels of the feet. Holding on to the left wrist with the right hand. As you exhale, you're going to pull to the right. Pull to the right. And as you come back up, resist that movement with the right hand. Exhale, bring the arm a little bit, left arm a little bit behind the ear. And as you exhale, pull to the right. See if you can keep a lot of length on the right side. Inhale back up, resist with the right hand. Exhale and release. Inhale, reach up. Hold on to the right wrist with the left hand. Exhale, pull to the left. See if you can keep your ribs long while you do this, even on the left side. Inhale up. Arms behind the ears. Exhale to the left. Pull. Inhale up. Extend the arms up toward the ceiling and then drop them into your shoulder sockets as you draw the arms back as far as you can. And then as you exhale, release the arms down to the side and take the shoulder blades down. You can do them one at a time or both together. Inhale and relax. So we're going to inhale up. And as you exhale, bring the arms to the height of the shoulders and fold in the hip joints. Now, if you have really tight hamstrings, you can bend your knees. And even if you don't have tight hamstrings, you may not want to straighten the legs for a while. You might have the knees a little bit bent. And you draw the abdomen in. You've got your hands on the chair to support the weight of your torso. You've got the abdomen drawn in. Everybody bend the knees, put the abdomen on the thighs. Reach the arms out to the sides and push off with your feet to come up. Don't try to come up by pulling the front body up. But push off with the front feet. And extend and bring the hands back to namaste with the hands at the chest, hands together. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, Uttanasana. This is forward bend. And you're folding in the hip joints. You're not rounding the back. You're not hanging off of the back, which is really hanging on the front. And we are exhaling and extending the front body. You can have the hands on the chair. You can have the hands on the legs. Take a breath in, bend the knees, and as you exhale, draw the abdomen in, press down into the feet, into the heels, into the balls of the feet. And take the sit bones up as far as they'll go right now. And that might not be very far for you. That's fine. Holding on to the chair, take the left foot forward up to the chair, and it touches the chair, and the foot is underneath the chair. And you go back with the right foot. And as that back leg goes back, you keep going back as far as you can so that the hips are about the height of that front knee. And the right leg, the extended back leg, is not that hip is not closer to the floor than the left hip. And take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to step back with the left foot and a little forward with the right so that you have your hips right over the ankles and the arms are stretching out in front. Breathing. As you exhale, you're drawing in with the abdomen. The lower abdomen is drawing in toward the spine. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hold on to the outsides of the chair, keeping the arms really long and straight. Come forward into plank. You may need to go back a little bit with the feet. If you are too close, you won't be able to get that long, straight line. And you want your arms to be strong. If you need to go back into the L position right now, you can. Arms are strong. You're not sagging into your shoulders, pushing off with the hands. And as you exhale, go back to the L position and stretch out underneath the arms, elongate the torso in the front. Breathing, taking the sit bones up. Now we're going to step forward with the right leg and step the left leg back. And again, come to that position where the hips are even. Left hip is not lower than the right. And breathing. And then step to the beginning position, one step away from the chair. Forward bend one more time. You can bend the knees, bring the abdomen onto the thighs. As you exhale, you can take the sit bones up, take the abdomen in, push off with your feet. And you only go as far as you can go and have the back feel comfortable and the backs of the legs are not painful. Especially not painful at the buttock nor at the backs of the knees. And then bend the knees again and reach out and up. And exhale, hands back to Anjali Mudra, Namaste. We watch the breath come back to its normal rhythm. Take a breath in, reach up, exhale, fold forward from the hip joints, not from the back. So you're not doing this. You're extending the front. You're not rounding the back up toward the ceiling and then coming forward. You're coming from the hip joints folding. And breathing. You could hold on to the chair, or you could hold on to your legs, your ankles, your feet. You can put your hands on the floor if you're comfortable with that. And bending the knees, we draw the abdomen in and we push off with the feet, strengthening the thighs. We'll relax the hamstrings. Inhale, step forward with the right leg right up against the chair. Step back with the left leg. See if you can let go of the chair and bring your shoulders over the hips. If this doesn't work for you, you keep your hands on the chair. Inhale, reach up, arms parallel. And if that doesn't work for you, leave your arms down. And you're reaching back through that left heel, and still the heel is off the floor and toes pointing forward. Breathing. Take the front of the left thigh into the back of the left thigh. And as you exhale, bring the hands down. And step back with the right leg. And a little forward with the left so that the ankles are right underneath the hips. Reaching the arms out. Breathing. You can see how with the breath you draw the abdomen in on the exhale and the front body opens its length. Coming forward in the plank. Breathing, strong arms. Don't let yourself sink into your shoulders. Push off with your hands. And going back again. Stepping forward with the left foot. Going back to the lunge pose. Taking the right foot back. Lowering the hips. Reaching the front of the back thigh into the back of the back thigh. Reaching the heel away from the hip. Both sides of the hips are the same height. We're working toward having them as low as the front knee, but you don't want to sink the right side down lower than the left. Breathing. Paying attention. Being in that place where you can meditate just a little bit, paying attention to this moment. And then stepping back to the starting position. And bowing, reaching out, bending the knees. Push off with your feet. Come up. Reach the right arm out of the lower back and the left arm out of the lower back. And bring the arms down to a U. And as you exhale, take the shoulder blades down the back. So we're going to do this 2 more times, one time to each side. And we're going to add a couple of other poses. So take a breath in, reach out and up. Exhale, Uttanasana, the forward bend. You might only come down a little ways, bend the knees and start working the abdomen in and the sit bones up. Or you might be able to go pretty low and start working the abdomen in and those sit bones up. And then we're going to take the left foot forward and the right foot back. And we're going to work on the opening of that right front of the thigh, the psoas, the inner thigh, the inner hip joint rather, and the psoas runs from the inner hip joint to the pelvis, to the lower back and up the back a little bit. It's a very long muscle. All right, so we're going to bend the back knee and come down just a little bit more if you can do that. And then straighten the back leg by pushing into the heel and lifting the thigh into the back of the thigh. But don't bring the hips up any higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend the knee, come down a little bit, and then work back into the heel. Move the front of the thigh into the back of the thigh. Now we're going to put the right heel down and turn the foot out a little bit. And we're going to do Virabhadrasana 1. Now you don't have to do this. And if you do, you want to make sure that your lower back feels all right. You don't want to have any pain in your lower back. You want to take the tailbone down, reach into that back heel, and you can hold on to the chair, or you can bring your hands up and reach. Taking the heel down on the back leg. And if reaching makes your lower back feel uncomfortable, bring your hands down. Don't stick your chest way out. Take the tailbone down. We're not trying to get a big back bend in this pose. We're trying to really get anchored in the feet and stretch out in the front of the right inner groin area. And then hands down on the chair, step back, and come into L position. If you're working, some of my students know sun salutations, and I'm sure some of you all know that I don't know. You know sun salutations, and you're welcome to be doing sun salutations without the chair. In this case, you'd be doing downward dog. All right, so we're going to come forward, strong arms, shoulders over the wrists, hands holding onto the outside of the chair. Swing the pelvis forward, keep strong arms, open the chest, and look straight ahead. If that's too much for you, come out of it. As you exhale, go back. Come back to the L position. Stepping the right foot forward. Putting the left heel down. Coming back into Virabhadrasana 1. Now again, if you felt that you didn't have the balance, you can leave your hands on the chair. Your right foot's a little to the right of center. Your left foot's a little to the left of center. And if this is too much for your lower back, go back to the groin stretch where you have one leg back and just see if you can bring that a little lower. So you're bending the knee, bringing it down, taking the leg back without bringing the hips up. So if you've gone to Virabhadrasana 1, you might be reaching the arms over your head, and you might not. If that puts too much pressure in your lower back, then put your hands down. The tailbone is moving down. The pelvis is facing forward as much as it can, but you're keeping the back heel down. And then hands on the chair, step back. Oops, I'm sorry, we're going forward. Step to the starting position. Uttanasana, forward bend. Bending the knees. Breathing. Take the abdomen toward the spine and draw the sit bones up. Inhale, reach out and bend the knees, and come up with the arms arms as you push off with your feet and reach up out of the lower back. Heels down, back to Tadasana. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, step the right foot back and take the left foot, nope, the other way around. Right foot forward and left foot back. Take that left knee down a little bit, hips down, and then work the left leg into straightness without bringing the hips up. Take that left knee down, work back into the left heel. Heel is off the floor right now. So now we're going to turn that left foot out and anchor the left heel. We're going to leave our left hand on the chair and turn toward the right. Work the right leg towards straight by pushing into the foot and taking the hip back. And then come forward again. Step back with both feet underneath the hips. Come forward into plank and upward facing dog. Don't put pressure in the lower back. Keep getting longer and longer in the torso. Push off with your hands. Coming back again. Exhale. L position. Take a breath in. Move the left foot forward, up to the chair. Turn the right foot out. Take the right foot a little to the right, left foot a little to the left. And bringing the right hand down onto the chair. As you exhale, step into the left leg and bring the hip back so you can straighten that leg a little bit. Turn to the left. Take a breath in. Notice how this feels, that the right heel is anchored. You might feel a real stretch in the calf. How does the breath affect the pose? Exhale, turn to the front. And come back to the starting position. Uttanasana. We'll stay just a couple of breaths. You might have the knees bent. You might be able to, from the bent knee position, draw the abdomen in and begin to lift the sit bones. You want to feel this in the middle of the hamstrings, not at the end point. So, in the middle of the muscles, not down here in the knee, not up here in the buttocks. Bend your knees if you have to make sure you're not stressing the end points. Take a breath in. Feel the shoulders open. And then we'll step the left foot forward. Nope, we did that already, sorry. Then we'll bend the knees and reach out and up. And exhale, Tadasana. Feel what it's like to stand. Feel what it's like to have the shoulders over the hips. To have the heels anchored. To have lots of length in the spine. To feel the shoulders soften away from the ears. And then we'll take the chair and bring it back to face forward. And we're back where we started. At the end of the practice, this is called Shavasana. And we're relaxing sitting down. You could be lying down if you'd like. You're welcome to move the chair aside and just lie down. And we're being very present with the relaxation, allowing the breath to find its quiet rhythm. Noticing the inner environment. If the mind is busy or the heart is busy, the emotions are busy, just watch that. Don't interact with it. Just watch it. Oh, this is busyness. Being as, upright as you can. Feeling present. Aware of this moment. Allowing the breath to come and go in its own rhythm. Bringing our hands together. Wishing for ourselves that we might feel safe and happy and at peace. That we might feel well of body and mind and heart. And that we might be at ease with the conditions of our lives, no matter what they might be. And that all beings everywhere, not a soul left behind, might feel this as well.